Okay, guys. My name is Acacia, and I am one of the coaches in our group, and we are kicking off the Health Bet. I'm just really excited that you're here, that you're joining us for the month of September, and Katie and I want to make sure, say hi, Katie. Katie's the other coach, and then we have a lot of other coaches in the group. But anyway, we just really want to make sure that you understand what you're doing. So what the meal prepping is, what the meal planning is, what is expected when you are joining the Health Bet, and how all that's going to work. And we want to give you our best tips, tricks, and best practices that have helped us along the way to be successful in our own journeys. So I am going to start it off talking about the containers and the book that you got. If you do not have the containers or the portion fix or any of that, that's okay. You can still kind of follow along with the same thought process. Let me shut this door. So whether you have Country Heat, 21-day fix, on demand this month came with the portion fix system, which is awesome. If you're doing a different one and you don't have portion fix, like I said, you can still kind of follow along with the same thought process. So I'm going to go ahead and screen share one of the books. So if you have yours in front of you, that's awesome. If you don't, you don't need it. So this is the Country Heat book, but it's essentially the same in all of the programs. The portion fix, the Country Heat, 21-day fix, like I said, 22-minute hardcore, they're pretty much all the same. So when you open up your containers, you will have you'll have all these different colors, right? And they're different sizes. So you'll have green for veggies, purple is fruits, red is proteins, yellow is carbs, blue is for your healthy fats, and orange is for your seeds and your dressing. The containers look small, but that's very deceptive. Once you start measuring things out and putting it on your plate, what you're going to realize it's a lot of food, and it's probably more than what you're actually used to eating. Because a certain amount of calories of carrots versus a Snickers bar, right? You can eat a buttload of carrots before you get to that same caloric intake of something higher in sugar, higher in fat, or potato chips or things like that. So when you're eating really healthy food, you'll notice that you get to eat a lot more food, and you're probably going to be a lot more full than what you have been for the same amount of calories. So that's just a little bit about the containers. Now we're going to move on. So the next thing that you really want to know is what bracket is for you, okay? So you take this little thing right here, and you're going to insert your number. So you're going to take your weight, you're going to times that by 11. That's going to give you how many calories you need to just stay exactly where you're at. So if you're at 150, you times that by 11. Somebody do the math for me, and that's going to be exactly what you need to stay where you're at. Then, depending on your workout, this changes just a little bit. 21-day fix is 400 because it's pretty hardcore. Country Heat, you add 300 calories. So if you're doing a very intense workout, you probably want to add 400 calories. If you're doing a lesser workout, maybe PiYo or Country Heat, or if you're going to do the yoga retreat with us, then add 300. That's your maintenance. So because you're working out now, and if you want to stay the same weight, then that's how many calories you would want. But if you're wanting to lose weight, you have to create what's called a caloric deficit. And so you're going to take that number and you're going to subtract 750. Does that make sense? How we come up with this calorie target? You guys want me to show you an example? So let's say you're 150 times, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, times 11, right? So that's how many calories you need right now to stay at 150. Then let's say you're working out, so you're going to add 300 calories. Okay, now let's say you want to lose weight, so we're going to subtract the 750. So you need to be in the 1,200 calorie bracket to lose weight, okay? If you are a nursing mom, then you want to add 300 to 500 to that baseline. So say you were 1,200, if I'm a nursing mom, I want to add 300 to 500 calories to that baseline. And it's going to really have to depend on how you're feeling. If you're starving all the time, you're going to need to go up a bracket. And it depends on like your baby, how old they are, how many solids they're on, right? About, it's not like an exact science. So here you would be at your 1,200 calories, you'd be in plan A right here. So for a lot of nursing moms, if you fall in plan A, what I would say is like bump up to plan B. Okay. And then go from there and see. If you have a really fast metabolism, it has a little bit of wiggle room, but since you're wanting to lose weight, like that's also a key. But like I would eat in plan B right here. Even though my calorie bracket technically is 1,200, I can't eat in that. I can't eat in that plan because I am not intaking enough calories to support my body and nursing. So I can eat in plan B and still see weight loss, which is good. Okay, so you find your little bracket, and now just throw away your calorie number. You don't ever have to remember that again. You don't ever have to track calories again or anything like that. So you can go right over here and you can say, okay, I need 4 veggies. Okay, I need 3 fruits in my day. I need 4 proteins. I need 3 carbs. I need 1 healthy fat, 1 seeds and dressings, and then 4 oils and nut butters. What I will say, if you are a nursing mom and you find yourself starving, Adam doesn't have this here. This is my own personal opinion, but I find if I add 1 other healthy fat in my day, like a half of a healthy fat, that helps a lot with that like hunger. So here we are, plan B. Now, she has a couple of ways to meal plan. She's got this tally system, which is very similar to the app that Katie's going to tell you about in a little bit. She also, and that's in your book, and you can kind of tally it out. I'm going to show you what works for me and how I plan out my, okay, let me see. I had it, okay, here it is. Okay, let me make this big. Okay, you can still see this? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is my meal plan, what I'm eating on the 3rd bracket. So after I hit my goal and I just want to maintain, and I'm still working out like to put on muscle, this is where I eat. So the way I do it, and this is really fancy, most of the time I just write it on a piece of notebook paper. I don't like, but I want you to be able to see. The best thing I can tell you is just keep it simple, okay? Keep it simple. This doesn't look really simple, but it is. So breakfast, 2 eggs, with scrambled eggs with spinach and chopped up peppers. I'll tell you how I do that. And then I eat toast and coffee, right? The spinach banana pancakes, my kid really likes those, and those are really simple to make, and mama gotta love her coffee, right? And then I pretty much eat the same thing. Eggs, peppers, and oatmeal, eggs and toast. So if you see here, I have a green, I have a red, I have a yellow. I eat that with every breakfast. A green, a red, a yellow. Sometimes I throw in like a purple periodically, but pretty much green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, right? I go over to my snacks. I eat the same snacks every single day. I don't switch it up a whole lot. I have a veggie, I have a healthy fat, I have a carb. A lot of you probably can't have as many carbs throughout your day, so you might just have a veggie and a healthy fat. You might have some hummus and veggies, or some guacamole and some veggies, or you might have some nuts and some veggies. I always have a veggie here. If you can play around and see what works best for you. If you like to have fruit in the mornings, I'm not a big fruit eater. My lunch, when I meal prep my lunches, I do 2 lunches, and then I eat those throughout the week. So if you see here, I have a grilled chicken salad with dressing, a sweet potato, and I put orange in my meal plan. It's just whatever fruit I feel like that day. And then I have this power pack. So then I had a boiled egg, celery, apple, peanut butter, half a tortilla, cheese, and turkey. And then look, I just repeat. Don't make it too hard for yourself. Like I said, you're going to want to keep it simple. My fourth meal is Shakeology. Some people love Shakeology for breakfast. If you're not a breakfast person, or you are a running out the door person and you're like, I don't have time to make spinach and scrambled eggs, put your Shakeology there. Okay, that one's super easy and super, super fast during the day. Dinner is where we kind of mix it up. So dinner, like this is chicken, mushroom, quinoa, and sugar snap peas. Dinner is always, though, a green, which is a veggie, a yellow, which is a carb, and a red, which is the protein. And you can see that every single time I have a green, a red, a yellow. Okay? Yeah. So, like I said, it looks a little complicated, but once you sit down, the first week is going to take you some time. Your coach will help you. I'll help you. You can kind of say, hey, I did this. What do you think? It does take a little bit of time when you very first start figuring out where your boxes go and how you're going to eat it and what's going to work best for you. I will share this, and I'll share some other ones. But once you figure out where you like to eat your food throughout the day, it'll make it a lot easier. So I always eat eggs in the morning. So every week, I mean, I know, like, I get up and I have 2 eggs. So I always know I'm going to have a red in the morning. You might always have your Shakeology in the morning. You might only be like, I want a piece of toast and my coffee, and I don't want to eat anything else right when I get up because I'm not a morning breakfast person. I will say always eat something, but you don't have to have this huge meal. You can have like more for your snack at 10 a.m. or whatever. You know, it's a lot about like what's going to work best for you. So that's the containers. That's the bracket. That's the planning. I want to show you a few other really, really awesome tools that Beachbody has for you that at your fingertips, okay? So everyone has a club membership. You get a free 30-day trial, which is awesome. So if you go to club.teambeachbody.com, right here, just this, you will get to see. It'll pull up just like this. It'll make you sign in. So you're going to sign in. I'm already signed in. And then we want to come right down here where it says Fixate. Okay? This is brand new. It just came out in August, which is really cool. So Autumn, the creator of the 21-Day Fix and like the portion control and all of that, she's created these videos, Containers 101. So this will give you a lot more information about your containers. Pantry Raid. You can see how to make your kitchen temptation proof. That's me. I don't keep anything that I'm going to want to binge on in my house because, you know, it gets late and you get hungry and you're like, potato chips. Oh, man. So just don't buy the potato chips, right? And then meal prepping. There are a couple of different ways to actually prep your food. And it has to do with whether you work full-time and you need to get your lunches and your snacks all ready to go with you, whether you're at home and you can eat more of like a buffet style. So she's got 2 ways that the majority of people meal prep. I'm also going to post a video of a video that I made of how I meal prep. So I'm not going to go into all of that, but it's a video. It's pretty short. It's like 5 minutes or less. And it's kind of how I get started, how I prep, and what the end of my prep looks like. And then here's a bunch of recipes that can show. I mean, some of these are a little bit more in depth than I would start with. Like I said, keep things simple. So your first week, chicken, right? Do chicken, do some veggies, and do a healthy carb on the side. Maybe some rice, maybe a sweet potato, maybe quinoa. If you've never had quinoa, that's okay. It's really good and it's similar-ish to rice. Maybe it's sweet potato fries that you like cut up. Just keep it really, really simple that first week, okay? Don't plan all these elaborate recipes. You're gonna get overwhelmed. Just think, like protein, veggie, and a healthy carb, and like keep it like that. Nobody expects you to be super, super, super perfect. You're doing your very best, and the more you get into it, the better you'll be. You know, it's not going to just happen overnight. Okay, let's see. Katie, can you talk about I'm going to stop my screen share. Did I share everything that I was going to share? Let me make sure. Yes. Yes. Oh, one more thing. One really good thing to know when you're, okay, like I said, each one's different, but in your little booklet, when you go, it's going to have a list of, like, not everything is on this list, but if you eat from the top down, that's like, these are the more healthy, the healthier veggies down to like not as healthy. But with that being said, it's still a vegetable, right? Along with your fruits, your proteins. If you're wondering what counts as a protein, like Greek yogurt counts as a red, guys. So if you like Greek yogurt, you could throw Greek yogurt, a little bit of granola, and a little bit of berries in the morning, and you've got a really good meal for yourself. And then you have your yellow, your sweet potato. So that tells you kind of what counts for each container too. Okay. Okay, Katie, I think that was it that I wanted to share. I'm going to stop the screen share, and why don't you give us some shopping tips, like when you go to the grocery store, things that can help you when you're doing that.
Yes. Okay. I've got my little helper here with me. So when you go to the grocery store, first you want to, hopefully you've already done some of this meal planning and prepping, and you've looked at some of the resources Acacia was talking about, because you definitely don't want to go just unprepared without really a plan of attack for how you're going to shop. Because you will see all the, let me turn this, there you go. You'll see all the goodies that look so yummy, and especially if you're hungry, you'll just start putting them in your basket. So do some planning before you leave. Have an idea. You don't have to have, I don't always have a recipe that I'm going to make for dinner every night, you know, but have a few recipes with the ingredients listed out that you're going to buy, and then you'll kind of have a plan of attack. So when you get to the store, the first thing that you need to think about is staying on the perimeter or the outside of the store. So I'm trying to think about my store that I walk in. When I walk in and I go to the right, I've got all my produce. So I've got all my fruits and my veggies, and so I fill up my cart there first. I'm going to get spinach and avocados and tomatoes, apples, strawberries, all kinds of fruits and veggies, so that you have, when you're filling up those purple containers and those green containers, you have that produce to choose from. If you keep following the perimeter of the store, you're going to get to your eggs and your Greek yogurt, like we talked about. Those are your reds and your protein. And then you're going to get to the meat section, so fish and beef and chicken. And you're going to keep following the store and get your meats. And then as I continue around my store, I've kind of got my frozen section. Frozen foods are okay. You don't have to buy all fresh. You can get frozen veggies. We like frozen fruit too in our Shakeology, so it makes it nice and thick. So you don't have to stay away from the frozen section. You just want to make smart choices in it. So fruits and veggies frozen are okay. Every now and then I will find a sweet potato bag of frozen sweet potatoes. If we're in a pinch, that is obviously better than going and getting, like fast food or something like that. But so you want to stick to the perimeter, focus on your whole foods, produce, fruits and veggies, meat, dairy. You want to avoid the middle aisles as much as possible, because what those have are more boxed and prepackaged items. So cookies, crackers,
cereal.
Yeah, cereal. We mentioned granola. So you want to, there are some cleaner options, but you want to, for the most part, stay away from boxed and prepackaged options. They're going to be loaded with sugar and just all kinds of added stuff. Basically, when you're in the store, the less ingredients, the better. So if it's got 10, 15, 20 ingredients, it's probably a pretty processed food. So you want to stay away from those and stick to your whole foods. We talked about going in with a list and having a plan, and then, like Acacia said, keeping it simple. So that's kind of how I do my meal planning a little bit differently. I kind of like to mix up during the week and eat. I'm able to stay home, so I have a little bit more flexibility. But I keep our meals really simple, and I do like what Acacia was talking about. And I think protein, carb, and veggie for our meals. So dinner, I think what protein are we going to do? We're going to do chicken or beef, let's say beef, and then our carb, we're going to do rice, and then our veggie, we're going to do like romaine and tomatoes, and we're going to make taco plates. So I just try to think that way for my meals. And then, like you said, like we talked about, you've got your containers to help you out and know what you're eating at each meal. But the point is, you can keep it simple. You don't have to plan these elaborate recipes. Where to find recipes? You can look on Pinterest. Pinterest is a huge help for recipes. You can put in anything. You can even type in 21-day fix recipes. Even if you're not doing the 21-day fix, you can still use those recipes because the containers are going to be the same, whether you're doing country heat or whatever. You're still going to be able to use those recipes. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Mom life.
So Pinterest is a great place to look. Some of them that I found even already have the containers like allotted for you, so you'll know how to do that. Google, just a good old Google search will get you some good recipes. And then the Beachbody On Demand that we talked about, there is an Eat Smart tab, and so you'll be able to, there's a meal planner. Do you want to show that again?
Yeah, I'll screen share that. Okay. This is a really good one too, guys. So if you go to, this is something that you all need to go check out. TeamBeachbody.com. You all have access. You have a free Team Beachbody account that you created when you bought your challenge pack. So if you go to this Eat Smart tab, there's a meal planner that can help you. Some people like it, some people don't like it. There's this recipes, which is really nice. So breakfast, lunches, dinners, side dishes, snacks. You need something sweet but healthy. Want to mix up your Shakeology, under 100 calories, soups, right? There's just a ton of, oh, you wake up, hey, girl, that you can, like find and pick from. So this is a really good one. In addition to Pinterest, if you want to go to Pinterest.com and go to my Pinterest, I have a recipes board. Should be the first one that pops up. Okay, so then I have a recipes board of like clean eats, things that I like. These are all really good ones that we eat around my house. But like I said, you want to keep it simple. So don't plan and you can think of things that are your favorite, like burgers. You can have burgers, right? You make the burger, you add the cheese. You can have an open bun, so only put one, or you can do it with like a lettuce roll up, depending on where you are with your carbs for that day. Add an avocado, add some tomato, add maybe like I eat so like you can have like things that you would normally have. You just have to think of it in a cleaner way. And more than likely, you're just going to need to add a vegetable, right? I mean, our Western diet, we eat a lot of carbs and not near enough veggies. So that's going to have to be like the switch in your brain. Okay, Katie,
Yeah. I had someone ask me, okay, I want to do this, but I also need to save money. So I need this to be, not super expensive as well. Do not stress or worry about buying organic. Not everything needs to be organic. I personally don't shop organic, and I will tell people I just stick to whole healthy foods, and I don't buy organic. If that's something that's in your budget and that's important to you and you want to do, you certainly can, but don't feel like you have to. A couple things I'll do to save money. So we'll do rice every now and then. Rice is cheaper than quinoa, so we'll alternate the two. If you buy beans are a great carb source. They are yellow, and so if you can buy dried beans, cook them in the crock pot. It's super cheap, and you've got beans for the week. So we'll do that, and then those are really yummy. They're easy to make. And then if you're meal planning, that way you can make sure the produce that you do buy doesn't go to waste if you have a plan for it. Because I know I do that. That happens to us sometimes. I'll buy produce and it just sits in the drawer because I don't have it planned for a meal, and then it goes bad, and then there goes that money. So that's another reason to meal plan, so that your produce does not go to waste. Another thing I'll do, like if I find, you know, we eat a lot of protein and meat, so I know that's going to get eaten. If I find it on sale, I'll go ahead and buy maybe more than the amount I normally would buy, because I know we're going to eat it anyways, and it's on sale. So if I'm saving, you know, $1 to $2 a pound off beef, I'll just go ahead and buy it if it's on sale. So that's something you can do as well. And then do you want me to talk about the app that they can use?
Let me add to the, I'm sorry. Okay, also as far as like saving money, if you are worried like, hey, this stuff might go bad, buy frozen. Guys, don't buy canned. That's a big thing to know. Buy frozen, it retains about 70% of its nutritional value. Canned does not retain its nutritional value. So avoid canned food for the most part, and buy frozen. And you can buy your broccoli, you can buy your peas, you can buy cauliflower, you can buy carrots, you can buy anything that you were going to cook, you can buy it frozen. And so that's good, and you know it's not going to go to waste if that's something that you're worried about. Also, if you're wanting like berries and things like that, if it's not seasonal, it's going to be more expensive. So if you want berries, you can also buy those frozen, or fruit frozen and just let it thaw, like for your littles and things of that nature, or your shakes, because sometimes if it's not in season, it is going to be more expensive. So if you meal plan for things that are in season, that also makes it cheaper, you know, to grocery shop. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. And then we can kind of wrap this up. So yeah, tell us about the app, Katie.
Okay, so there's a really great app that you can put on your phone. I think you just go to the App Store and type in 21 Day Fix Tracker, and it should be the first one that comes up. Download it, and it'll ask you to, like, you know, set up your information. And so I can't remember the setup questions, but you'll go in, it's a quick setup, and the part that's so neat is you'll be able to track your containers throughout the day. So you can go in and you can put in which calorie bracket you're in, and then it's going to show you how many containers you get for each day. So how many teaspoons you get, how many reds, yellows, etc. Then as you go throughout the day, you can check off so after breakfast, if you had eggs and spinach and fruit, then you can check off your red, green, and purple for breakfast. And then it tells you how many reds you have left for the day, how many greens you have left for the day, how many purples you have left for the day. So it's like a visual, you know, we've got so much to keep up with in our heads. There's just one less thing. You can just look at it and say, okay, you know, if at the end of the day, Acacia talked about, this is with all the healthy foods, you might feel like it's a lot of food to get in. So at the end of the day, you can say, wow, I only got like half my proteins in, or half my veggies, or whatever. So it's just a good reminder. And every day doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just showing you, you know, the next day, okay, I'm going to make sure I get my veggies in earlier, or this meal is going to include veggies too, or whatever. So it's a really nice tracker that'll show you where you're at each day with your containers.
Yeah. Okay, so we just threw like a buttload of information at you all at once. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, that's okay. Once you sit down and start messing around with it, it will get, like I said, it'll get easier. So think of this week as like you're doing your very best, but like don't beat yourself up if it's not perfect, right? And do you guys have any questions that we can answer that we haven't answered? You can unmute yourself, or you can type them out and put them in the chat box if that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. Anything that you need to know that we didn't talk about? Okay, then. I didn't see. Yeah, there's nothing in the chat box. Okay, so I'm going to add my meal prepping video. Definitely go check out the Team Beachbody Fixate and the way she preps and shows you, because that's going to be really important information. There's also a ton of like little YouTube videos. If you want a 21-day fix search, you'll find a lot of good stuff there. And then always reach out in our group. Post if you have a question, post the question. and we will get back to you. You can post that either in the Facebook Fit Club group, or you can post it in the Challenge Tracker app group, either one. Oh, and last but not least, it's going to start on the 5th. So for your on-demand to participate in the Health Bet, you have to do 2 things. You have to log 3 workouts a week. So you're going to hit like add workout, right? And you have to log 5 Shakeologies a week. When you log your Shakeology, you have to have a picture of your Shakeology. So you have a picture with you. You can have a picture of your shake. You can have it with your feet. You can have it with the dog. It doesn't matter. You just have to have a picture of your Shakeology. And you have to do that 5 times that week. So you have to log it right when you drink it. No, just snap a pic, drink your Shakeology, and then when you've got time later in the day, you can go add it and log it, right? But you have to have a picture of 5 of your Shakeologies and 3 workouts each week to count for the Health Bet. So that's how you qualify. And if you do that for 4 weeks, you will get money. We don't know how much, but you will get money. So you're going to get a check in the mail to go get a pedicure. I don't know. Whatever you are wanting to treat yourself with for all your hard work. So, okay, I think that's it. And I'm going to sign off. So thank you so much for joining me. And like I said, I'll post this in the group. And just let me know if you have any questions. Bye. Bye.